Welcome back to Movies Insider. Today, we're recapping the romantic comedy action adventure 6 Days, 7 Nights. Spoilers ahead. Watch out and take care. Robin Monroe, an editor for the New York fashion magazine Dazzle, is surprised by her boyfriend Frank with a vacation. He remarks they work too much and says he managed to clear a week for them with her boss. Soon, the couple is on their way to the tropical island of Makatea. While Frank fetches their bags, Robin searches for a charter flight to Makatea. She meets a mechanic named Quinn, who informs her he's filling in for the regular pilot. Robin hesitates, worried about the plane's condition, but Quinn assures her it's safe. He adds that their only alternative is a 3-day boat ride. Reluctantly, they agree to fly with Quinn, who also introduces Angelica, their cheerful flight service director. Upon arriving at Makatea, Frank and Robin check into a luxurious beachfront room. That evening, during a romantic walk, Frank proposes and Robin happily accepts. However, later that night, a very drunk Quinn approaches Robin, making cynical remarks about tourists seeking romance. Unimpressed, Robin decides to leave when Frank returns. The next day, while lounging on the beach, Robin receives an urgent call from her boss. The magazine's main photo shoot on Tahiti is at risk unless someone oversees it. Despite her reluctance, Robin agrees and hires Quinn to fly her to Tahiti. Frank chooses to stay behind, jokingly claiming he'd rather miss her than feel guilty accompanying her so soon after proposing. As they set off, Quinn and Robin bicker, revealing their clashing personalities. Meanwhile, back on Makatea, Frank gets cozy with Angelica during a bar performance. Mid-flight, a storm brews and lightning strikes the plane, frying the radio and forcing Quinn to make an emergency landing on an unknown island. Robin, having taken too many stress pills, is groggy and unhelpful during the crash. The next morning, she learns their situation is dire. The plane is damaged, there's no way to call for help, and a rescue could take days. Their only survival tool is a flare gun with a single flare. Robin argues with Quinn and tries to inflate a life raft, but it backfires, causing more chaos. On Makatea, Robin's boss contacts Frank, and rescue efforts are initiated. Back on the island, tensions rise between Robin and Quinn. Robin accuses Quinn of ogling her, but he retorts that she's not his type, listing her supposed flaws. In response, she starts to criticize him but gives up when he dismisses her. While searching for water, Robin panics when something crawls into her pants. Believing it to be a snake, she reluctantly lets Quinn help. He manages to remove the creature, but not without teasing her. Quinn later hunts for food, fashioning a bush-like disguise. Robin objects to killing animals but quickly changes her tune after tasting the roast, devouring it eagerly. The next morning, Robin spots a plane in the sky and impulsively fires the flare gun. Unfortunately, she misses, hitting a tree instead. Quinn, waking to the commotion, is furious. He explains that the plane was a commercial airliner and wouldn't have noticed them even with a massive signal. Meanwhile, Angelica reassures Frank that Quinn will take good care of Robin, no matter what might have happened to them. Back on the island, Quinn and Robin decide to climb to the highest point, hoping to find a radio beacon. However, when they reach the top, there's no beacon in sight. Frustrated, Quinn storms into a bush, swearing and venting his anger. Robin urges him not to lose hope, saying that if he does, she'll completely fall apart. Calming himself, Quinn reassures her that he's fine. Suddenly, Robin spots a boat approaching the island. The two rush back to the plane, planning to use the life raft to reach the boat by morning. As they make their way across the island, Robin asks about Quinn's relationship with Angelica. Quinn clarifies that Angelica is just a friend. He then shares that he was once married, but his wife left him for his business partner, sailing off into the sunset together. As they near the shore, they see not one but 2 boats. Quinn takes a closer look and is horrified to witness a man being killed. He quickly tells Robin they need to leave, but when she looks, one of the pirates spots them. Quinn explains that they're dealing with pirates who rob and kill boat owners. The pirates lower a motorboat and start pursuing them. Quinn and Robin row desperately toward the shore, but the pirates open fire. Abandoning the raft, the pair swims to land, becoming harder targets. Exhausted from rowing in the heat, they flee into the jungle, but the pirates quickly catch up. Quinn tells Robin to hide while he prepares a trap with a log. He fights off several pirates, but the last one grabs Robin and threatens to kill her unless Quinn surrenders. Thinking quickly, Robin claims they have gold and jewels on their boat, explaining they're expanding their business to sell to tourists. Intrigued, the pirates demand to be taken to the boat. As they walk, Quinn and Robin seize an opportunity and leap down a slope, evading their captors. The pirates shoot at them and give chase. Eventually, Quinn and Robin reach the edge of a cliff. With no other options, Quinn insists they must jump. Robin hesitates, saying she can't do it, but Quinn kisses her to distract her, then pushes her off the edge. They land safely in the water below. The pirates, unable to spot them, curse in frustration and retreat. Back on Makatea, Frank is distraught, confessing he loves Robin. Angelica skeptically remarks that men always claim to love her, but don't truly understand what love is. Meanwhile, Quinn and Robin reach the shore and share a passionate kiss on the beach. They pause when Robin expresses fear that the pirates might still be searching for them. Quinn admits he's scared too, but Robin tells him to keep his feelings to himself. While exploring the beach, they stumble upon an abandoned World War II airplane. Quinn climbs up to investigate, hoping to find something useful. On Makatea, a drunk Angelica invites Frank to spend the night with her. At first, Frank refuses, but he quickly reconsiders before ultimately deciding it would be wrong. Feeling conflicted, he leaves the room to avoid temptation. Back on the island, Quinn and Robin discuss their earlier kiss, admitting they both enjoyed it. Robin remarks that, despite the chaos, she feels safe with him. They decide to get some rest. The next morning, Robin is jolted awake by a loud bang. Suddenly, Angelica is awakened by a man informing her the search will resume in 20 minutes. She wakes Frank, who begins lamenting that everything feels wrong. Angelica doesn't appreciate the comment, but Frank clarifies that her actions were fine. It was his response that felt entirely wrong. Angelica comforts him, explaining that such feelings are normal when someone is sad. Meanwhile, Quinn and Robin discover a water stream and use it to transport the pontoons from the old airplane. That afternoon, Frank reflects on how this ordeal has tested him and shown him a lack of character. Angelica tells him to stop being so hard on himself, saying men often can't help it. Suddenly, the team is informed that the search has been called off. Back on the island, Quinn and Robin reach the beach and begin chopping down trees to build a structure capable of lifting the airplane. They dig through sand, cut bamboo, and carve out a small water channel to position the pontoons underneath the plane. After hours of grueling labor, their build is finally complete. Out of nowhere, they hear a loud noise followed by an explosion. Quinn tells Robin to get inside the plane, but as he grabs supplies, another explosion hits, injuring him. Robin rushes to help him into the plane as the pirates approach, reloading their guns. Quinn starts the plane's engine and pushes it to full power. As they race forward, the pirates shoot at them, but their aim is poor. The plane barely manages to take off, and in a last-ditch attempt to shoot them down, the pirates' gun backfires, injuring them instead. In the air, Quinn instructs Robin on what to do if he loses consciousness before landing. Meanwhile, back on Makatea, a funeral ceremony is underway. Frank breaks down in tears, begging for forgiveness for his sins. Suddenly, Angelica hears a familiar sound and starts shouting, "Quinn is back." Frank looks up and, thanks God. Robin, nearly panicking, recalls Quinn's instructions. She checks the instruments, reduces speed, deploys the flaps, and attempts to land. One pontoon falls off, and the landing is rough, but they make it. People rush to help Robin and Quinn out of the plane. Later, Frank remarks that the hotel has offered them a free month-long stay whenever they wish. He confesses to Robin that he thought he'd never see her again. He explains that extreme pressure can make people lose their senses and do things they'd never normally do. Robin visits Quinn in the hospital, asking if what happened between them on the island was real or just a product of being stranded together. Quinn insists it was real but tells her she deserves someone younger with more potential. He adds that they won't work because he isn't built for city life in New York, and she wouldn't move to his remote beach to become his co-pilot. Robin agrees, but notes that it's her decision to make. Ultimately, she wishes him well and leaves. At the airport, Robin and Frank prepare to return to their normal lives. Robin suddenly tells Frank that she doesn't think they should get married, as something unresolved is hanging over them. Frank tries to apologize, explaining he really didn't mean to sleep with Angelica, but his grief overcame him. Robin asks if he truly slept with Angelica, and Frank assumes she already knew. Robin, stunned, clarifies that she didn't. She then admits that something also happened between her and Quinn. She removes her engagement ring and hands it back to Frank, agreeing it's for the best. Robin hesitates before boarding the plane, but gets on anyway. Moments later, Quinn rushes into the airport, frantically asking where the New York plane is. He's told it has just taken off. Dejected, he turns around, only to see Robin nearby, talking to workers about retrieving her luggage after deciding to get off the plane. Quinn approaches her and confesses that his simple life no longer feels fulfilling. He wants to complicate it, starting with her. Robin smiles, saying she'd love to live with him in his hut on the beach. The two embrace and kiss passionately, ready to start a new chapter together. The end. So that's it. Hope you enjoy the story. Subscribe and press the bell icon for more videos.